Good day. This is your favorite remote QS. Let's measure struts and ties. Strut and ties calculation is somehow technical, and for the sake of this tutorial, I will not want to go deeper on it. All right, so as not to waste much of our time. But then strut and ties, we have diagonal struts and then vertical struts. All right, it depends on how it is on site. So we have diagonal and then we have the vertical. All right, but then most QSs, or let me say most professionals, if the drawing is up to scale, all right, if the drawing is up to scale accurately, we use scale rule to measure struts and ties. But then if not, the Nigeria Institute of Quantity Surveyors professionals provide a lot of multiplying factor which we can use. All right, let's say for instance, when we are doing concrete in slab and you are not given a reinforcement details, there is a multiplying factor we can use to determine the kg per meter of what we are going to buy in terms of reinforcement. So same thing applicable to this strut and ties. So many QSs use a multiplying factor of rafter, which is 1.5 of rafter. So, and then we've already know our rafter here that it is 578 meter. So 578 meter multiplied by 1.5, which is the multiplying factor. So we are going to have 867.24, and that's 867 meter. All right, so I hope we understand my opinion and then my good day. This is your favorite remote QS. So let's measure pour line. So pour line is going to receive the roofing sheet, and that's why whenever we are describing our roof covering, we say nailed to pour line measured separately. All right, so now our pour line is going to run along the length of the building, all right, which is 20,775 mm. Then we need to add projection, the eaves, so that we meet with the fascia board we want to construct to. So we added it. That's why we have 21,975 mm here. So to now get the number required, since we already know that the length of our rafter is 6.33, that's the length of the common rafter, divided by the spacing of from one pour line to another, because where we are having our rafter, pour line is going to run along where we have our pour line, while we are going to have our roofing sheet nailed to pour line. So we divide it plus 1, and that gives us 7.03 plus 1, and that's why we have 8.03, and we book that's 21.98, which we have here, multiplied by 2. We only calculated from one side of the rafter. What about the other side? Multiplied by 2, multiplied by 8, and then we have 351.68, approximately 352. So we are going to describe. We go to the section of the drawing. If the section of the drawing is saying 50 mm by 50 mm hard road timber for pour line, you book it, and that's what you are going to buy in market. All right, so in my next video we are going to move to fascia board. I'm the local commissioner. See you on the next one. Thank you. Good day, this is your favorite remote QS. So let's measure the fascia board. So the fascia board, it is going to run through on how we have our roof plan. And you recall, in our roof plan we have 21,975 and then 11,700. we add it up to sum 33,675 multiplied by 2, and that's where we have 67,350. So it is measured in linear meter, and that's why we have 67 meter. So then we are going to book, and then we are going to describe. All right, so we now have noggins. Noggins is measured in line with each section, or let me say each room that you have in the building. If you have a toilet, the way you are going to calculate the noggins will be different from how you calculate living room, how you calculate dining, how you calculate master's bedroom. Actually, if you have same room that have same length and then width, you can multiply together. So in my next video, we are going to explore the calculation of noggins. I'm the local commissioner. See you on the next one. Thank you. Good day, this is your favorite remote QS. So in my last video, I promised we are going to calculate noggins. So noggins, this is a typical example of noggins. All right, you can see we have horizontal run, then we have something like this, though both are horizontal runs. All right, when we are looking at it, so this is how it will be laid in each room. The one in toilet will be different from the one in dining, from the one in living room, because they cannot have same size. We cannot have same length, same width in our plan, on our plan. Even though if you have same length, same width on our plan, maybe there is two rooms that is the same, you just multiply together whenever you want to book, or let me say we want to prepare our bill of quantities. So let's explore how it is being calculated. So now we have noggins. So we have length, which is 20,775, which is the length of the room. So to now get the number required that is going to run that's going to run along this length, so we are going to use width to determine that. That's 10,500 divided by 600 plus 1, and that's why we have this, and then we added 1, then we have our final answer to be 19 number required. So since I've shown the typical example of how noggins will run, that means we need to calculate for our width too, so which is 10,500. To now get the number required that is going to run along this this width, we are going to use length to determine that. So 20,775 divided by 600 plus 1, we have our final answer to be 36 number required. So let's see how it is being booked. So we can see the booking here. So that's 20.78 multiplied by 19 number required, then 10.5 multiplied by 36 number required. We add it up, and then we get 772.82, and then we add it up, that's 773 meter. So we describe if it is 100 by 150 mm, if it is 50 mm by 75 mm, whatever it is in your section, it is going to be your description for noggins. I'm the local commissioner. See you at the next one. Thank you. Good day, this is your favorite remote QS. So let's move to the second aspect, which is the last part of the roof calculation we've been doing. So let me get this straight. Roof calculations, or let me say roof covering, is very simple and straightforward. What you just need is that you should be able to establish your shapes, and when you establish shapes, ensure you know formulas that you are going to use to get your answer in square meter. All right, once you are able to establish that, you are good to go. So let's look at this. I've broken down this into shapes. I break down this into trapezium, this into triangle, and then this into rectangle. All right, so now let's calculate for this one, which looks like a trapezium. Area of trapezium, we use this formula, and then we insert our answers. We already know that this place is 21,975. Then from this place to this place, you can recall when we wanted to like do our king post, which is 11,325. And recall this answer from our rafter calculation. This is for the common rafter. So we add this and this together to have this. All right. So we've already know this, which is our answer we get in our common rafter. So then the second part, which is the B, 11,325, and then this place, I say it is 750 mm. All right. So that's length multiplied by breadth. It is rectangle. All right. That's that about that. And then this, which is triangle. This is the formula for area of triangle. So we say this place is 11,700. All right, plus 750, which is this place. We add it together. So and then we have 12,450 mm. We recall this answer is from our common rafter. So you can see all these answers are in square meter. So let's book it. So we have this 33.30 multiplied by 5.73 multiplied by half multiplied by 2, and then this 11,325 11.33 multiplied by this width, or let me say breadth, 0.75, and then the last part 12.45 multiplied by the length of our common rafter multiplied by half multiplied by 2. We get this. We add it all up, we get 217.6 meters square, 270.6 meters square, and we have 271 meters square. So that's that about roof covering. So we are now going to have ridge cap. We are going to have ridge cap here, here, and then here. So we've already know that from this place to this place is 11,325, and then we book it 11.33. This place, you recall the answer of our principal rafter. So that's 7.65 multiplied by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We had everything up to have 41.93, which is 42 meter, since it is measured in linear meter. Thank you so much for your constant engagement. I will appreciate if you share this video, you repost, you follow this page for more. I'm the local Hakim Shina, your favorite remote QS. See you on the next one. Thank you.